What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hamstang, and today I am going to give you my 1-month review on the OPPO Reno 7 5G. And yes, I've been using this phone for the past 1 month, a bit of my daily driver, a bit of my second phone, and of course using it a lot for some gaming and also for some social media consumption. Of course, I do have some thoughts and opinions that I do want to share with you guys on this video. So yes, let's get right into it. Okay, so we're going to start off with how it actually just feels in hand. And of course, that's one of the most important things when you're buying a phone. That's what she said. But of course, what I gotta say is that this phone here, in terms of the size, the weight, and of course, just how it feels in hands, it is quite good, I would say. Yes, I do have a lot of flagship phones with massive displays and of course screen and of course in terms of size. But over here, it's not too small, I would say. I do have the iPhone 12 mini as well, which of course is a really tiny phone. And what I can say about this is that it's a very good size for a lot of people. You still get a lot of screen content over here, so a lot of things that you want to watch over here. It's not going to be much of an issue. Holding it as well, it's very comfortable. It's not very thick, it's not very heavy, and just feeling it in hand, it feels really nice. Now, of course, when we talk about the size, it's not too big, so even put it into your pocket or you want to put it inside your bag, you're not going to notice much of a problem because it just fits in really well. I do like the curve on the sides over here, so actually gripping this phone is really nice, and a lot of times I don't even really use my phone case with it because it's actually really nice to hold. And of course, if you look on the back and also on the front, in terms of the build material, yes, I know it's not top of the line specs. Sometimes even at this price range, you can get a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the back and on the front. You're not going to get it over here with the OPPO Reno 7. But I gotta say, in terms of the design, it feels really nice. That color here looks very fresh and of course very new. So yes, a lot of times I just do not want to slap on a case on this because it just looks really gorgeous in terms of the design. But of course, if you do want to slap on a case, it's anyway a clear case, so you don't really have to worry about it. So in terms of just the build material, the design, and how it feels in hand, in terms of the weight, it feels really good. And of course, this is something to consider when you're buying this phone. Okay, and of course, moving forward, I want just to talk about the display over here. And what I can say is that the display is actually not too bad. It's not the top of the line when it comes to colors or whatsoever, but it still does have a nice AMOLED display. You do get your deep blacks, you get your contrasty color. So watching this phone here, using my phone for watching Netflix, streaming some shows online and all this other stuff, Disney Plus, been watching Moon Knight on this as well, been watching some trailers like from Obi-Wan. Yes, it does look really good, and of course it does have a very nice solid display. In terms of the refresh rate as well, here we do have the 90Hz panel, and to be honest, it's actually quite decent. Yes, I know at this price range, again, you can get phones with 120Hz, but I think for me and for a lot of people, 90Hz is actually a very good sweet spot because you still get a lot of that smoothness when you want to scroll through your apps, scroll through your social media, but it also does help you to save some battery. So in terms of 60 to 90 Hz, I always mention this, that yes, you will notice a difference, but within 90 to 120 Hz, you're not going to notice much of a difference. So in terms of the display over here, it feels really good. But of course, there's one gripe I have about this when it comes to the viewing experience, and that is of course when it comes to the speakers. So over here with the Reno 7 5G, they only do have a down-firing speaker, which of course is a bit of a bummer, because at this price range, I would expect a stereo speaker setup because it would really help, because like I mentioned, this one does have a nice display. Of course, one thing to consider here is this awful chin that we have on the bottom. I did wish that they could have just minimized it or just, kind of stretch it, and of course that would make it look much better. Going back to the speakers, yes, they don't have a stereo speaker setup, so in case if you're like gaming or whatever, you're holding onto one of the speakers, you're not going to get much sound over here, especially if you're watching content. Sometimes you hold your phone like this, you might be blocking out one of the speakers. So having a stereo speaker setup at this price range, I think would make more sense. And I do wish that with the future phones that they would have actually implemented this into the phones, because it's not that hard. You just come up with the speaker over on the top and it gets the job done, because it really helps a lot when it comes to the viewing experience. And of course, it's a little bit of a miss because, like I mentioned, we have a nice display over here. Alright, and next thing that I do want to highlight here is the usability about this. So This one will encompass the software side of things, the internal specs, and of course maybe the battery side of things. So what I can say about using this phone for the past 1 month is that it's really good. Of course, again, in this price range, you will expect a little bit more when it comes to the processor, but over here with the MediaTek 900, it's actually quite decent for a lot of things. I've been using it for some light gaming sessions, I've been using it for some, social media consumption, going through my different apps, going through different kind of stuff, going on to my Facebook, posting stuff here and there. It's actually quite good over here. I didn't notice much of any lags or any software delays or any reboots when it comes to this. When it comes to RAM management as well, it works really well. Not much of an issue. And what I like about this is that when it comes with the software settings, the ColorOS, you're going to get here the same thing as you're going to get from any other phone as well. It's very uniform. You get a lot of customizations as well that you're going to get on any other OPPO phone. So you're going to feel very at home here. Of course, one of the major things that I really do like is the fact that you can double tap to turn on and turn off the screen. You can add gestures to your screen when it's off to open up certain apps, which of course is an OPPO thing for the last 5 years or so. Of course, it's something I really do enjoy as well. And it feels like a very polished software. And of course, if you want to talk about, like I said, customization, you can add your quick wall feature, you can add the side stuff. You can do a lot of things with this phone, which I really do like. Of course, when it comes to the battery management as well, we have the 4500 mAh of battery here. Not the biggest, but I would say it's very decent for this phone because you're not going to push it with the 120Hz. You're not going to push it again with when it comes to the processor inside there. It's not going to drain a lot of battery. And of course, using this phone, it can give you a nice full day use. You don't have to worry about it. But of course, when you do want to charge your phone, one of the best things when it comes to OPPO phones is the fact that you do have your Super VOOC charger over here, 65 watts. So it's able to charge up from 0 all the way to 100% really fast. I don't really use it that much because the battery doesn't really drain, so you can just charge it up maybe once a day. At the end of the day, you don't have to worry about it. It just takes really fast. You can even do it in the next morning when you're taking your shower or taking your dump. You can just plug it in and of course it gets the job done really fast when it comes to charging. Battery wise as well, it's really decent. Of course, it does give you maybe about 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, which of course is really decent. Alright, so last thing over here, yes, the main feature when it comes to the OPPO Reno 7 5G, and that is of course the cameras. So initially I was a little bit disappointed when I was just shooting it around, just playing with the camera. But as I got used to it in the past 1 month, shooting it a little bit more, I find that the cameras on here is actually very decent. And of course, I think this is where it kind of focuses this model in, because yes, when you buy phones at this price range, people give you crazy amount of specs and all this other stuff, but when it comes to photo taking, sometimes they do lack an area. But what I can say with the OPPO Reno 7 5G is that yes, it does take very consistent and good shots. When it comes to just taking normal daylight shots, as you can see from my social media, it actually looks really nice. I did a very nice trip to Penang recently in Malaysia, and I took a lot of shots, and it's very versatile over here. I do like the fact that they do have almost every feature you can find on the OPPO flagship phones as well, which of course is pretty good. And of course, if you want to talk about the bokeh flare portrait, what I can say is that it works really nice. I do like the fact that you do have the ability to change the bokeh effect on your photos when you're taking shots. And of course, if you want that extra pop, you want extra kind of edit and all that filter, you can do it here as well. You don't have to do much with it. You can edit as well, which of course is I was really impressed. The fact that you can actually edit a lot of stuff. You can actually remove objects when you have taken a photo, and I really do like that over here because this one is meant to be, put it onto your social media right away. So I do like the fact that they have already polish this side of the software things when it comes to the camera. But one of my gripe about this is when it comes to the video, it's a little bit immature, I would say. It's a little bit unprocessed in that sense, because sometimes when I was taking video, you can see a lot of flickering around, you can see a lot of pixels around, and it's a little bit of a miss over here with the OPPO Reno 7. And of course, I do hope with future software updates that they would actually further improve this, because I think it's a really nice feature to have. But all in all, I gotta say, in terms of just snapping photos, cameras from here on the Reno 7 really looks very nice. Alright, so that is it, and this is my full review on the OPPO Reno 7 over the past 1 month. Of course, these are just my thoughts and my opinions. If you guys have used this phone or you have any questions, do share it in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, do click the like and smash the subscribe button down below for more videos like this in the future. Do also follow me on my socials as well on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so on here on YouTube at Dr. Hammerstack. So that is it. This is Dr. Hammerstack. Stay safe, take care, and wash those hands.